Good Sunday morning, everybody. Welcome into the latest edition of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, your host every single morning. Every Sunday, we are here as well. For YouTube, we're here doubly. We're live for the video here or on video for the Daily Juice, and then we'll be live coming up for the live stream more in just 1 second. This podcast always being brought to you by BetMGM and always found on BettingPros.com and wherever you get your audio podcasts and video with YouTube. You guys know the offer, $5 with the promo code JUICE100 if you bet a money line, a total, a side, whatever you want. If a touchdown gets scored in that game, you win $100 in free bets thanks to BetMGM. Promo code JUICE100 to get in. Okay, so before we do the recap and everything else, a reminder of what's happening today, Sunday morning. It is the 8 a.m. live stream Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Just me, Dan Harris, and the rest of the Fantasy Pros guys are headed to the funeral for tags. So they're not going to be available. Memorial service was today, I believe, and so they're all headed back to where they live, Dan in New Hampshire and whatnot. So not being able to be a part of the live stream, so just me. Dan will be back next week as the two of us. So you're just getting me on the live stream at 11 a.m. Eastern time breaking down. I will have the prop bets and everything else that we'll jump in on here for a busy Sunday. Okay, so let's talk about yesterday really quick. It's a 2-3 day, down a full plus, well, like 1 point something units. So not a great day. And so we get Alabama right. Now, I personally bet a half a unit on Alabama first half and Alabama under. Both those bets came in and cashed. I had a money line bet on Boston College that did not hit, so my personal plays went 2-1. The plays went through 2-3 officially, so it was a losing day for the pod, losing day for me overall. So it's just not a great day. On a Saturday, we get Notre Dame wrong, Wisconsin wrong, Arkansas wrong. That stunk. We got Alabama right, Boston College right for a 2-3 mark, and, well, you know, not great, but not horrible either. I mean, at one point I was 0-3, so I needed to get Alabama and Boston College correct, and I did, thankfully, or it could have been a really bad day. And if you played Bama first half, you played Bama on the under. I recommended those, but I just told you I was going to come back and do them full, but that was just going to be a 1-unit wager, so really it would have been still down the juice. So even if I made those bets official, they would have been half-unit bets. So it still would have been a losing day. So this would have made the overall record look better. It would have been, 4-3, and still down, but not. Just down probably a little bit, but probably down like 0.1 versus down being 1.1. But anyways, not a great Saturday. So hopefully we have a decent Sunday. I'm not going to come in really heavy today. I'm going to kind of have a similar type of size card that I had for Saturday here on a Sunday. So you know where I am with Kansas City minus 6.5. We already have that bet booked, put down. Number 7 hasn't climbed all that much, which is kind of interesting, but Casey on the road at Philadelphia. The pros clearly are looking at that 7.5 number, and if Philadelphia gets to 7.5, you'll probably see pro money come in on the Eagles, kind of based on principle, with 7.5 for Philadelphia. So the books are kind of hanging away, staying off of 7.5, just going with 7 for Kansas City. We took 6.5. We bought the half a point and went to 6.5. I am on Tampa Bay minus 6.5, and we are waiting. Okay, we are waiting. Number 7, 7.5, and we may need to wait till like right before kickoff, okay? But the second this thing goes over 7.5, if we get to 8, if you got time, wait. But if it goes to 7.5, like right before kick, take Patriots plus 7.5. If you're doing what I'm doing, I'm going to be on both sides of 7, and I'm going to try to middle this thing, okay? I'm going to try to have the Bucs win by 7, and we middle it. However, the first official play today is Patriots money line. My official play for a quarter unit, okay, and shop around and get the best odds you can possibly find. Let me look really quick and see. Again, I'm going to wait until we get right before kickoff to bet this, but shop around and try to find Patriots money line for a quarter unit, and just because of all of the interaction and money that's being thrown down at the feet of Tampa Bay. So it is plus 261, all right? Let that climb. We should get 3-1, okay? Should get a 3-1 return on this. Patriots, a quarter unit on the Patriots just to win the game, okay? Quarter unit. Nothing serious, but here's the philosophy on the Patriots to win the game. Rob Gronkowski is out. The secondary for the Tampa Bay Bucs is horrific. If there's ever going to be a game for the Patriots to get their passing attack right, it's this one, okay? if there's ever a game for the Patriots to have exotic defenses and to come around and smack, and I mean smack Tom Brady around, it's this one. If you don't think Belichick's been scheming for months for this game, come on now, okay? The Patriots are going to try to do a lot of things exotically. Can they do it? I don't know. We'll see. 27-24. There's the prediction, okay? At me, dunk on me, laugh at me when it's 45-10 and the game's a complete blowout. Go ahead. Laugh at me. But the books, this is like Alabama all over again, okay? This is the same thing. This is like Georgia all over again, okay? Everyone was on Arkansas. Everyone was on Ole Miss. Everyone's on Tampa. It's not this easy in the NFL. Everyone was on Cincinnati on Thursday, okay? It's not this easy, all right? I could be dead wrong, and that's why I don't really have a play in the game. I'm trying to middle it with 7, but you're giving me 3-1 odds on Belichick at home against anybody, and I'm going to throw something on it. I'm going to sprinkle on it. Patriots quarter unit, money line, 3-1 return. Wait, get the best number possible, and then bet it right before kickoff. Patriots +8, +7.5, +8. That will be on the other side of the Tampa Bay Bucks -6.5. Okay, you don't have to do either play. This is just what I'm doing because I'm way too emotionally committed, and I'm going to be a puddle of emotion when this game kicks off. Okay, it's not going to be easy. My wife is already counting down the hours for this game. That's how big this game is in my house. That my wife cares about this game a ton. My daughter's going to be decked out in Patriot gear. Like this is Patriots Super Bowl type of behavior for my family, and it's a regular season Sunday night game. But it's a standalone game, and the country is watching, and the Patriots might get killed. And if they get killed, then fine. Then I'm going to be down, a quarter, like 0.35 units. Whatever. It's my cost of watching the football game. That's fine. My cost of being a fan. Fine. Fade it if you want. But Patriots moneyline sprinkle for a quarter unit is the first play for the podcast. Okay? KC -6.5. Patriots moneyline for a quarter unit. KC moneyline 1 unit. Patriots moneyline quarter unit. The next play for a full unit is my favorite play of the weekend. The Ravens on the road against Denver. It's a pick, okay? Ravens on a pick. This is a great teaser leg. I'm going to eyeball it, to be frank. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see what happens. This very well could be part of the Wong teaser. That's not impossible. Wong teaser will be on the live stream. We are 3-0 on the year for Wong teasers, and I will come right back with another one on the live stream. It's a good reason why to listen to the live stream, and if you don't know what a Wong teaser is, I will do my best to explain to you the philosophy and formula that goes into a Wong teaser, but I will be on a Wong teaser again, and the Ravens might factor in with the Wong teaser depending upon where the number goes and depending upon what the total winds up being for this game. 49 is the key total that games will be eligible for Wong teasers, and right now the total is 44, so this is perfect. So I'm leaving this game alone because I think it very well might be a Wong teaser leg for me, but I am taking the Ravens pick to win this game on the road at Denver. So the Denver Broncos defense is number 1 in points allowed, number 1 in yards per play, number 1 in opposing points per play, number 1 in red zone defense, number 1 in opposing team touchdowns. Okay, it's all fool's gold. It's all fool's gold. They haven't played anybody. I mean, literally, they played nobody. It's actually kind of embarrassing how bad this schedule is, and Denver being 3-0. I think it's crazy. I mean, I really do. The Ravens are a real team. The Broncos are going to be an okay team in this division. I'm not buying them as being a legitimate contender in this division, not by a long shot. Jets, Jaguars, Giants. Are you kidding me? Like, are you serious? No. Just hardcore no. Ravens are a real team. Ravens have played real teams. They've gone on the road. The Ravens are 2-1. They're 1-1 on the road, and they got beat, at the last second with a drive by the Raiders, 33-27. Look, they beat the Chiefs. They beat the Lions on that last-second crazy kick. Le'Veon Bell's making his debut here out of the practice squad to come in and play here. Lamar Jackson, I think, is going to have a big day. I get all the numbers, right? Wait, Matt, Denver's only allowing 3.6 yards per rush. They're only allowing 59 yards on the ground. I don't care. Wait, it's at altitude. I don't care. I'm sorry. There's a lot of injuries. There's a bunch of injury concerns here with this team for the Denver Broncos. Just go through the injury list for Denver and the names that they've got out on that defense. Got a bunch of really good players who aren't going to be available. Jerry Jeudy is not playing. They lost him. They lost KJ Hamler. He's not playing. The two good wideouts who aren't going to be available in this game here that were available earlier in the year. You've got Melvin Gordon, the third, who's probable here, but they've got some decent running backs, behind Teddy Covers. But look, Ravens money line, Ravens pick, 1 unit, Baltimore wins on the road. Okay, I'm laying it, 1 unit. Play number 3. Washington on the road at the Falcons. Look, Atlanta's bad. Washington's bad. This is one of the games I like betting, though. We're on this on my Circa team, and this is one of the weeks where I'm actually going to follow some of my Circa team logic because I've been kind of hesitant to do that, and I probably should have done that. I'm 9-6. We're 9-6 on my Circa plays, and the NFL has been pretty much like a 50% hit rate so far. So should probably be following more of my Circa plays and more of my Circa logic, and this is one of the Circa plays because this is a great game to bet because it's off the beaten path. No one really wants to watch Washington at Atlanta, but Washington, their defense is not 29th in the NFL, okay? It's played really poorly. I'm going to trust Ron Rivera to face this offense for Atlanta, which is scoring 16 points per game. It's 29th in the league. That's real, okay? That number of being 29th in the league, I buy Atlanta's offense being absolutely horrific. They lost 32-6 to the Eagles, 28-25 to the Buccaneers, and those pick sixes were tough. And then 17-14, they win over the Giants, but the Giants are winless. The Giants are horrible. Atlanta is 1-2, okay? I don't buy their offense. They are horrific on the numbers. If you look at DVOA, they're just absolutely horrible on that stat. And, I mean, the Washington football team's not that much better offensively. They're 20th in DVOA. I think this Washington team, it's going to be an ugly football game, but I trust them more. I trust the offense more with Washington than I trust Atlanta here, even though Atlanta is at home, just because that Atlanta defense is really barely bad. Even with the teams they've played. I mean, Atlanta's given up 31.3 points per game playing the Eagles, the Tampa Bay Bucks, and the Giants. Now, the Bucks have a legit offense, obviously, but the Eagles offense gave up 32 points to the Eagles. How do you give up 32 points to the Eagles? How is that even possible? Not good. 5.9 yards per play. That's 21st in the NFL. Teams are scoring on a 72% clip inside the red zone. They're scoring touchdowns on a 72% clip right now. You get down there, you can capitalize. Taylor Heineke and company. Look, I would rather have it be Ryan Fitzpatrick, obviously, but I think this game, this offense for Washington gets right here, and I think they go at this Atlanta defense, and I think Atlanta has a really tough time. I got -2 here. Don't play this higher than 2.5 2.5 is the highest I would go. Don't go to 3. Washington -2 on the road against Atlanta to win the game outright, and hopefully they can run the football. Hopefully they can get some big plays and turn the football over. I just think Atlanta's really bad. They're just a really bad team, and they may be in the running for one of the worst teams in the NFL, just given what they have looked like. We're taking Washington -2 for 1 unit. And then I've got one teaser. I was not going to do teasers because I'm 0-2 on my personal teasers so far this year, but I'm going to come back with one today because I think this is too tasty. The Vikings are dangerous as home dogs, and the Vikings are a pick right now at home. I think if you give the Vikings 6 points up against the Browns, even with Dalvin Cook, looks like he's probably going to play. I think it's important, but they ran the ball pretty well even without him this season. Look, I think this Browns team is good, but they're 0-1 on the road. The Vikings are 1-0 at home, and I think that this is a game that the Vikings will be in, okay? It was Browns -2, went all the way down to a pick. A lot of Viking money has come in. There's a lot of sharp action on the Vikings to win the game, okay? So I'm going to take the Vikings. I'm going to tease it up to 6. The second leg, I'm going to go back to fading the Steelers, all right? I I was right to do it last week. I think I'm right to do it again this week, and I'm back on the Green Bay Packers here at home. Steelers on the road. I can tease Green Bay down to a pick. It'll be a very popular leg. Everyone's going to tease this down, and Green Bay is going to be a very popular selection. But I think Green Bay can cover the 6. I think Green Bay can win the game by 10 points, to be honest. As long as that Steeler defense keeps that Pittsburgh defense doesn't create turnovers and doesn't have a lot of – and T.J. Watt's supposed going to play. As long as we're not throwing pick sixes and strip sacks and whatnot, I like the Green Bay Packers just to win the game. Vikings, +6 at home. Packers to win the game at -120 for a 2-leg teaser. All right? So the full card looks like this. Kansas City, -6.5. We're on both sides of 7 once we get there with Tampa in New England. Patriots, money line, small. Ravens, pick 'em, money line, 1 unit. Washington football team, -2. Minnesota, +6. Green Bay Packers at a pick 'em at -120. Okay? By the way, if you want to know the picks for the Circa Million, the Circa Million play, my personal team, is Washington, -1, Bears, -3, Cowboys, -4.5, Cardinals, +4.5, and Ravens, +1. That's my personal team. The Circa Million team for the Daily Juice, D. Nizzy and Cole Brewster and all the guys, Cowboys, -4.5, Chiefs, -7, Cardinals, +4.5, Ravens, +1, Packers, -6.5. Okay, those are the cards for the Circa Million. I will talk to you for the live stream coming up on the YouTube channel at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm Matt Perrault. I'll talk to you later on today for the live stream. This is the Daily Juice podcast, found every single morning on BettingPros.com, always being brought to you by BetMGM.